Let me ask you something. Have you ever promised yourself that this time it would be different? This time you'd finally wake up early, you'd finally stick to your workout routine, and you'd stop scrolling social media for hours every single day. But hours later, you find yourself doing the exact opposite. You probably felt motivated at first to stop these bad habits. But eventually, your motivation ran out, you got tired, and you ended up quitting. Most people never come to the conclusion that motivation is unreliable and that this is why you can't accomplish your long-term goals. Motivation will never change your life, but consistency and discipline always has the ability to. I didn't grow up obsessed with structure or trying to be my best self. I was relying on motivation and coasting through routines to get things done. But everything shifted my freshman year. During my first cross-country season, during the beginning of the season, I got a quad injury. I couldn't even walk, yet alone run again. And for this time, I felt like I was missing something. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had too much empty time on my hands. And I was missing the structure that running had once gave me. I had nothing anchoring my day. Eventually, after months of physical therapy, I started my fitness journey with two friends. After only about 2 weeks, one of them ended up quitting. His motivation ran out, but me and the other person continued. The difference is between me and that other person is that we didn't wait for motivation to show up. We took action and we followed through even when we didn't feel like it. Along with this, I cleaned up my diet, I slept better every night, and I started to build my routines. I didn't only build muscle through the gym, but I built motivation and I built momentum into other areas of my life. I met new friends, met new people, and had a new community of people to surround me. Around this time, I picked up this book from Amazon to teach myself how I could build stronger habits. And one quote that stuck out to me was this: "You do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems." These systems are built up one habit at a time. Every time you repeat an action, whether it's going to the gym, checking your phone, or binging food at night, your brain is creating a new neurological pathway. And every time you repeat this action, that pathway will become stronger. This process is called long-term potentiation. It's the brain's way of automating tasks. Charles Duhigg, in his book, The Power of Habit, explains the habit loop. This loop runs automatically unless you consciously decide to interrupt it. It starts with the cue, then a craving, then a routine, and it ends with a reward. So let's say your cue was failing a math test. You craved to feel better, and your routine was scrolling on social media to get instant hits of dopamine to make yourself feel better. Your reward is washing away these feelings and feeling better about yourself. But the good thing about this process is that you don't have to remove your cue of stress, or whatever cue it is, to change the routine that follows. So let's say your cue is still stress, you're craving to feel motivated, but this time you went on a run, or you went to the gym, or maybe you started journaling. Now you have the reward of confidence, or clarity, or control, something that you might not have had before. Healthline goes further into this by talking about a part of the brain called the basal ganglia. This is your brain's autopilot system. It's where it stores your habits. Healthline found that on average, it takes 66 days for a habit to reach the point of automaticity. This is the point where a habit becomes automatic and effortless. You no longer have to think about it. Your brain made it much more efficient. And this is exactly why short bursts of motivation will never be enough for you to accomplish your long-term goals. 66 days is longer than any burst of motivation could last in your life. Healthline further explains that it's not just about habits. It's about breaking down the old habits alongside building the new ones. When your brain stops reinforcing your old and unproductive habits, those neural pathways begin to weaken. But simultaneously, you're also having to put in the effort of building new, stronger habits. And this is often why change feels so hard. Let's talk more about why change is so hard. Because all of this, the habits, the rewiring of your brain, and the shift in your identity. This is all powered by a neurochemical called dopamine. Nowadays, a lot of modern influencers like to promote going on a dopamine detox. But this is the exact chemical that tells you when you did something and it felt good. It tells you to do it again. They suggest that going on a detox, cutting everything out once, will be better for you. But when you do this, your motivation will tank. And you'll feel not motivated. You'll be more often to procrastinate and quit earlier. And in a world where most of us thrive off of artificial dopamine through sources of junk food, social media, video games, YouTube, anything like that, this gives us an instant spike in dopamine. It feels amazing in the moment, but it doesn't last long. This triggers your brain's reward system, but not in the way that you want it to. Your baseline of motivation when you're relying on artificial dopamine will drop. Your motivation will tank, and you're going to start to procrastinate more than you would before. But on the other side of the spectrum, you have real dopamine. This is something that you can get through doing hard things, like going to the gym, studying when you don't want to, or finishing a big project. This kind of dopamine rises slowly, lasts longer, and will actually make you feel proud when you accomplish something. But when your brain is used to the fake dopamine that you're getting through social media and all of these sources, your baseline drops. You don't feel as happy throughout the day. Your energy levels are worse. And this is why you have to train your brain to enjoy doing hard things again. This is exactly why dopamine detoxes are bad, why you shouldn't quit cold turkey. You should remove one source at a time, these bad habits, and instead of chasing new highs every week, you should chase the slow and steady progression that you get from actually fulfilling rewards. The difference that most people make is waiting to feel like it. Most people confuse motivation with readiness, but it's actually the opposite. Action creates clarity, it creates momentum, and it's ultimately what will cause your brain to rewire. There are days where I didn't want to go to the gym. I had to go to work, I had exams to study for, and I had homework to finish. But I told myself I have to go. And every time I went, I put in the work every time, regardless of what I was feeling before I arrived. Don't start trying to be somebody different now, but be trying to change who you are in the future. This quote encapsulates exactly that. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you wish to become in the future. So just start casting these votes. These votes don't have to be perfect, but they do have to be consistent. James Clear breaks down behavioral change into 3 steps: outcomes, processes, and identities. For example, most people start to focus on the outcome of a new goal, like I want to lose 10 pounds. But the real shift happens at your mindset level, the identity level. Instead of thinking this, you should think, I'm the person who doesn't miss a workout. When you're thinking this, you're acting in alignment with who you want to be in the future, which makes it easier. And the more often you're able to repeat this, the easier it will become over time. Charles Duhigg, in his book, The Power of Habit, also goes into the science of keystone habits. Keystone habits are habits that will ripple into other areas of your life. For me, working out was that habit. It gave me energy, it made me focus better, eat better, and created new connections for me. The difference is I didn't wait for the perfect plan. I didn't wait for more motivation to strike. I just took action and showed up even when I had no idea what I was doing. I casted votes for the identity that I wanted in the future. Habits are the compound of self-interest. By starting just one habit, this could change your trajectory in the future. I want to give you a metaphor about an asteroid. When you have an asteroid in space, it's going off and flying somewhere. If you hit it and just change its trajectory by 1 or 2 degrees, It's going to completely change where it's going in the future. It's not going to remain the same as where it was. So I have one last thing to ask you. What habit are you guys going to vote for today? Thank you.